You're expressive through your tattoos, hair color, good sense of fashion, very unique. Hello, everyone. Welcome to babaylantv. Our theme for today, or the topic, is how do they view you? So, pile number one, if you feel like this card communicates with you, then it is your deck. Deck number two, and deck number three. All right. So, what I'm gonna do is to shuffle the cards, and then we'll start reading. Of course, it's pile number one. Pile number one, here's your card. So let's check, how does your person view you? Freya. You know what I love about these cards are these are all mixtures of different personalities, identities. What I am seeing in here is you have you're the kind of person who loves to who's a little quiet. You wanted to be alone. Um, it felt like to me that no one can really, let's say, give you directions. You're not. It's not that you're not following directions. It's about you're going to do things because you want it. You're not a people pleaser, right? Well, you can follow orders in a way that if it is really needed, but from what I am seeing in here, it's more of I only say yes if this is going to give good to many, right? I'm also seeing here that they saw you very wise. Um, I can also feel here that you look good in short hair, or probably you actually have short hair. Um, you are very intuitive. It felt like there's something in you that glowing, or probably they see that your uh skin are glowing, hair is shining. They love about your eyes. Physical traits here, your height is let's say, kind of good for them. It felt like the chemistry, kind of like perfect made, tailor made for them. Um, I love how the alchemy showed up here because it felt like, yeah, you can compromise a bit, again, if it is really needed, but you have this charm of the no, you can make it to yes. Um, Probably they love about how you smell. Um, what I am also seeing here is you're kind of person that really do not give an F, right, to people around them. It also feels like you have a good sense of fashion. Um, your lips and eyes, they're really attracted to that facial features of yours. I also love the feeling of you are demure, at least in their eyes, right? And sexy at the same time. Mm. You're the kind of person who don't easily shaken, right? Calm. Is it? Are you? Or there's really movement underneath the calmness, right? Um, Probably you have a good voice. Uh, it keeps on telling me this card is, it felt like you are very abundant. It could literally mean monetary, abundant with friends, also time, the chill acts, the chill kind of vibe. They love it. They love if you think. They love how you think, right? When you when you think about something, you're taking actions right off the bat. You have a good decision making. Um, Even though that there are confusions on the options, perhaps you can really make a good choice. You are friends with a lot of people. You are friends with, there's no gender identity, there's no um, sexual orientation. I also love the fact that they find you very friendly. Friendly, not crossing the boundary of being, um, being slutty or what have you, right? It felt like you are the source of, you're the party, right? If there is a definition of fun, it is you, pile number one. They see that you are free spirited. There's something about your voice. It could be that you are a good singer, or they love your voice, how it sounds. I can also see here that you can easily change your perspective. You can see the silver lining in every situation. Um, say, yeah, things may affect you, but you can easily use that and change it into a positive, or in a positive perspective, in a positive direction. I love here the John Horse, Four of Coins, and Dr. Grant. The thing here is, before you act, I know that I mentioned earlier that you have a good sense of decision making. You take action, but you're taking action not because of a given situation you need to act right away. You're also thinking prior acting, right? They also feel like you are a bit secretive, or there are mystery in you. You have a good sense of making other people feel confident. You can uplift people. You have a certain power of healing, right? Probably they also noticed people can, you're attracting people, like what I mentioned. You have this friendly uh, vibe. Like what I mentioned earlier, abundant in many ways, or probably you're giving them something like a go signal also. Um, your vibe and their vibe, they feel like tailor made for each other. They're very attracted to your personality, especially your eyes. So this is your reading pile number one. If you have some questions, there is a link in the description box. Click the link, you'll be routed to my page. Type in your questions and then click submit. You can ask me anytime. If you want to book a personal reading, there's also a link in the description box. Follow the instructions. Love and light to you. Namaste. And let's proceed to pile number two. Hi, pile number two. Here's your card. So let's check. You are a person who don't follow rules. Um, Not really in a bad way. You have your own thinking. You have your way of, let's say, your perception is very intriguing. You're kind of like a modern woman to them. Felt like you are very expressive in many levels. You are the kind of person who you do things because that's how you want to express yourself, not really on the norm, right? Very interesting. I think that probably you're expressive through your tattoos, hair color, good sense of fashion, very unique. You have the impression that you're an outgoing, you're an outgoing person. Although what I am seeing here, they were surprised that you love to be alone, you love to be at home, so they feel like, oh, I am very surprised. It felt like this person is wild, talkative, yet you are quiet. You want alone time. Probably just watching um, Netflix, TVs at home, um, reading books, right? You're also a person who's not easily shaken. You're free spirited, if I may say, right? Um, you don't. You have this impression of you don't worry, or you don't give an F, right, to people around you. Everything that you touch, everything that you do, I think that you might be sort of an artist. Um, you have this sexy, sultry vibe, yet fun. It's hard to balance, right? Those fun and sexy. That I don't know if I can be sexy and fun. Um, how to balance it? You have that ability. Um, like what I mentioned earlier, you don't give an F, right? Your perception, your attack, your approach is really different from the norm. Sometimes you might be, they probably think that you are a victim of bullying before when you were a child. They have this impression, or probably you are. I'm also seeing here that you know how to stand your ground. What they love about you is how you persevere. You're very goal oriented. It felt like there's no one who can stop you from achieving your goal. I think that your personality, or who you really are, is the opposite of what other people think of you. You have this way of surprising people. You are a person who can easily forgive, but not forgetting, right? There's different in that. Sort of you're more into outcome, right? Um, rather than, oh, here's the problem, right? Rather than feeding the problem, you are focusing on the outcome. You're very confident when it comes to, like, the universe is helping me, um, the universe is always with me. They are also afraid of you. They feel like you don't need a man. Do you have a ring that's really, it felt like it could be a very either unique or vintage? There is history in that. Or probably they want to give you a ring. Um, you are a partner material, wife, husband. Um, they don't want to disappoint you when it comes to relationship. I love how father seems to have stick and mother of knives in here. Told you you have the tendency to really stand. I mean, cut other people's BS, right? Uh, they're also seeing you or feeling this vibe of you're meant for each other. I can see proposal could be a plan. Probably they already proposed to you. If not, this is very, very soon. They find home in you. They find peace. They find solitude. You are one of a kind because of how you are expressing yourself. This is what they think of you, how they see you. Pile number two. If you have some questions in this and you want to book a person, or if you have questions in this, you can ask questions 24/7. There is a link in the description box. Click the link. You'll be routed to my page. Type in your questions and then click submit. If you want to book a personal reading, there's also a link in the description box. So, love and light. Namaste. And see you on the next reading. Goodbye. Hi, pile number three. Here is your deck. How does your person view you, right? Their perception of you. I love how your person see that you're changing. Probably you have a not so good childhood, right? Or a past that is very um or unpleasant past. But you have this tendency to change that muddy dark past into something light, positive. You also have this power to become a bridge um, to people who's not communicative, or probably people who had um, fight, right? Uh, mediator, right? You have a soft spot for people who's also making changes. Probably you have this dream or you are working in a humanitarian services, volunteering. Um, they can feel, I feel like this person understood the pain of your past and they want to change that, remove that, Sometimes they're seeing you, or probably you mentioned to them how they feel bad, you know, about what happened to you. I am seeing is that you are also a person who's seductive. Probably you have a good voice. You love singing. You are a person that attracts opportunity. They love your energy because you have this power of um, strike while the iron is hot. There's something about your necklace, or they want to give you a necklace. Um, it's sort of their eyes are trapped, or that's the first time, uh, or they saw you and they noticed about the necklace, something about the necklace. Because of what happened from the past, it felt like to me there's also some inhibitions from you. Um, Sometimes you cannot make a decision, you're kind of like confused. They understand because you don't want to repeat, right? Um, the history, or you don't want to experience the same pain. Um, they can see how sometimes you're doing things to let other people love you. The childhood trauma is very dominant. Sometimes, even though the things are, or you don't like to do things, it's because other people, especially the people that you love, trust, friends perhaps, ask you to do things. You're doing it even though that your heart doesn't want to. They want to be with you and guide you. They have a strong like care, almost as if a parent like care. But when you focused on something and you already put your intention, your desire to do that and get that, there's no one who can stop you. You're trying to avoid things going back from the past. What I'm trying to say here is they also know that you can be really good and you can be bad. They can see and feel the changes. And you're trying to drive yourself towards the path of light. I can see here that you are very spiritual. They're noticing that. Father of Sticks, Four of Knives, and Gulad Cha. There's something about the dad, uncle, father figure you're kind of like missing. If not missing, kind of like this person abused you. Um, there's something about that father figure. Probably you mentioned it to them. Uh, they wanted to really give you some rest. Rest in a way that, trust me, I will give you a different impression of not all men or not all women, right? It's the same. They want you to trust people again. Probably they're having a hard time at first or even up to now to fully get your trust. I don't want to really focus to this, but probably you had this, you mentioned to them that you're about to, you made the right decision of, not having a suicide attempt, could be for some others, or it could be a thought, right? They want to be there for you. They want to be there for you and guide you and love you. Like what I mentioned, they truly care. This is your reading pile number three. If you have some questions, there is a link in the description box. Click the link, you'll be routed to my page. Type in your questions and then click submit. And if you want to book a personal reading, there's also a link in the description box. Love and light to you. Namaste and see you on the next reading. Goodbye.